A very warm welcome to Venice. It's game day 6 of the Basketball Champions League regular season as Umana Reyer Venezia welcome French side Nanterre in Group B. Good evening from me, Tim Long. We're at the Palasport Taliesio here in Italy, second hosting fourth in Group B, both looking to go one win closer to the playoffs. The home side at 4-1 have been impressive once again in this competition. Their only defeat so far coming against group leaders and 2017 Basketball Champions League winners Tenerife. Nanterre arrived from the outskirts of Paris with a 2-3 record, but a couple of their defeats coming by very fine margins so far. Tremendous support for both teams here in this arena this evening. 32 teams, of course, across 4 groups. I'll focus on Group B, where just a few minutes ago, Unit Toulon have got the better of Bonn. And tomorrow, Opava welcome Tenerife and PAOK host Freiburg. A big win for Toulon tonight. We'll take a look at the Group B standings as well. The top 4 of the 8-team group make the playoffs, the next stage of the competition at the conclusion of the 14-game regular season. We're approaching the halfway point of that now here on game day 6. Only one team ahead of their team, Tenerife, a perfect 5-0 so far. Venezia, one win behind Toulon. Started today 3-2, have since moved to 4-2. 3 teams begun this week tied at 2-3, including tonight's away side Nanterre. Bonn have dropped though to 2-4 with that earlier defeat. And even the bottom 2 teams in this group started today only one win outside the playoff spots. It is an ultra-competitive group. As far as Umana Reyer Venezia are concerned, it's about maintaining touch with the leaders, Tenerife. In theory, the higher up the standings you finish in the regular season, the more winnable the playoff matchup. Here's a look at the Nanterre roster. Jeremy Senglin, a team-high 16.3 points per game. Halko Paulson, the team's second best, 14.6 points. He's the best three-point shooter in the competition right now. And Dominic Waters, 11.2 points and a team-high 3.2 assists per game, another one of their key players. Nanterre, one of 5 teams, separated by just one win at the start of this game day from 4th down to last place. Those sides know they're going to be in an almighty scrap to make the postseason. Here's a look at the Venezia roster. Austin Day has team highs of 17.6 points and 6.6 rebounds so far. Mitchell Watt, a team second best, 15.8 points as well as 5.4 boards and 1.4 steals. Marquez Haynes, 15.4 points and a team high 4 assists per game. 3 really big scorers for them, all averaging over 15 points per contest. Michael Bramos also in double figures, close to 11 points per game and 4 rebounds as well. This is the tightest of the 4 groups in the regular season in terms of finishing in the top 4. Venezia do have that little bit of breathing room. Nanterre right in the thick of things in terms of trying to come out the other side with a place in the next stage of the Basketball Champions League. The French side will be introduced first, 2-3 so far, but 4th as we've seen in the group. They started with a 7-point road defeat to Opava, then came a 17-point home court defeat to Tenerife. They got a win on the board on game day 3, beating Bonn by 24, and came so close to building momentum before going down by just a single point at PAOK off a free throw in the final milliseconds a couple of weeks ago. But last week they put that disappointment behind them to get their second win, beating Freiburg by 9 at home, 96-87. We're ready now for the introduction of the home team, Umana Reyer Venezia. Second in Group B, a 4-1 record. They won each of their first 3 games, by 10 here against PAOK, by 7 here against Toulon, and by 18 on the road at Opava. Then came a tough 7-point home loss to Tenerife on game day 4. Their only defeat so far, finishing 65-72. But they recovered last week to beat Bonn by 10 on the road, 84-94. And they shot the ball superbly in that one, 65% inside, 43% from downtown. That really was the only difference. Very little else to separate the two teams. The rest of the categories very evenly matched, but Venezia shooting the lights out. Incredibly tight in terms of the numbers for Nanterre at home to Freiburg last week as well. After edging the battle on the boards, the travelling Swiss side had 2 more field goal attempts, 2 more free throws. Didn't shoot the ball badly, but again the decisive area was 3-point shooting. Nanterre shot a superb 16 of 33 from downtown for 49% to win the game by 9. They took more 3-point attempts than they did 2-point attempts in that game. And Venezia will be well aware of that and have to adjust their perimeter defense accordingly. The home sides tonight come into this one averaging 9 more points per game, but that doesn't quite tell the whole story. Nanterre have improved significantly in that regard in recent weeks. They've averaged 85 points across their last 3 games, the French side, having averaged just 62.5 in their first 2. We'll see their starting 5 here. Juszkiewicz, Konate, Gamble, Paulson and Senglin. These two sides, both of them, shooting a dead even percentage from the field so far, 46.1% each. But perhaps significantly tonight, for head coach Pascal Donadio's team, more of Nanterre's scoring coming from long range. The French team 3rd in the competition for 3-point accuracy. They've knocked down 41.3% from downtown. Venezia just 35.4%. Only 3 teams, though, average fewer assists than Nanterre, so they'll want to circulate the ball better to make best use of that outside shooting. The starting 5 for Venezia: Haynes, Bramos, Day, Vidmar and Jory. And looking at where they can win this game, rebounding could be a huge area for head coach Walter De Rafaela's side. The 6th best team in the league on the boards, averaging 39.8 a game. Nanterre rank way down in 24th in that category, which of course could lead to some extra shots for the home side here tonight. The Italians also rank 2nd in the league for fouls drawn. Key players Marquez Haynes and Austin Day making 31 out of 34 from the stripe combined so far. That's 91.2% accuracy. So that could be a real weapon for them this evening against Nanterre. Venezia hosting a French team for the 3rd time in the history of this competition. They've won both previous encounters by double figures, 74-62 over Le Mans 2 seasons ago, and then 78-67 over Strasbourg last season. They're looking to make it 3 out of 3 against the French here tonight. The fans will certainly look to play their part. A team that's given them great success in European and domestic competition over the last couple of seasons. The semi-finals of this competition 2 seasons ago, and then Europe Cup winners last season. Italian champions a couple of seasons ago as well for the first time in 74 years. They didn't quite reach the heights and the standards they'd set for themselves in this competition last season. They're looking to get back to their very best here this time around, and so far so good. 4 wins from the opening 5 games. Nanterre, the latest obstacle to overcome. The French side have had great success recently as well. They won the Europe Cup the previous season, and not too far before that won the Euro Challenge as well. 2 teams draped in titles then, set to go toe-to-toe. A former Italian League champion against a former champion of France. The reigning Europe Cup champions taking on a recent Europe Cup and Euro Challenge champion. We're all set here for Umana Reyer Venezia against Nanterre on game day 6 of the Basketball Champions League regular season. And this is the stage of the campaign where the standings start to take shape. You start to get an idea of which teams are going to be competing for a place in the playoffs, and at the same time, it can still change so much. Venezia second, but plenty still to do. Nanterre trying to hold off the challenge of those around them, clinging to 4th place at the moment. Marquez Haynes, the first to control the basketball. Vidmar touched on to Jury. Vidmar looking to set a screen. Shot clock winding down here. The crossovers into the edge of the paint, and a foul is an offensive one. So the basket won't count. Austin Day with the offensive foul turns the ball over. He led the way with 21 points in last week's win at Bonn when he shot 8 of 13 from the field. First possession for Nanterre now. High screen set by Gamble, who roll back inside. Senglin moves it on, so does Palson. Yushikavicius into the lane, trying to dish the pass to Gamble, out of bounds, and a turnover. Gamble not happy with that. Both teams still waiting for their first points. Yushikavicius left it. They thought it was going to be their ball, Nanterre. Ramos. Vidmar hands it off. Long range 2 will go for Marquez Haynes. Averaging 15.4 points this season, shooting the ball well, 45% inside, 41% from downtown. Yushikavicius across to the far side. Konate into the lane, hangs, misses, grabs the loose ball and puts it in. Now the second bite of the cherry, Lou Konate. Ramos on to this near side. Knocked away from Day. He'll recover the handle on the basketball. Wants to take on his man one-on-one. Forced away though by Palson. He'll still try and beat him. Over the head flip wouldn't go. Difficult shot despite Day's diligence. Yushikavicius out to the far side. Gam up against Vidmar. He wants to go one-on-one as well. Edge of the paint, trying to manufacture some room. Stuck to all the way though by Gasper Vidmar. Could hardly get a look at the basket. Day firing in. Here's Vidmar now on the offensive end, trying to get the better of Gamble, twisting in one way and then the other, and then missing the shot. It looked like he'd done the hard part. Crossover 3, too long from Jeremy Senglin. And just one field goal each for these two over the first 2.5 minutes. And that will still be Venezia ball. Two teams who shot the ball so well last week have struggled to do so far this week. Only 2.5 minutes in though. Haynes, who's hit the one field goal so far for Venezia. Michael Ramos looking to flip it up and in. Gamble on the rebound, releases Yushikavicius on the fast break, and he can't get the layup to fall. Venezia will come back the other way in transition with Jury. Vidmar looking to try and create some room from Jury, goes this way, off the glass, wouldn't drop. Gamble grabs the rebound. So Venezia 1 of 6 from the field so far, and in fact so too are Nanterre. They'll try and change that here with Senglin moving it on. Gamble bullish inside, creates a bit of room, a strong move against Vidmar, and he puts it in with the hook. That's going to be a really intriguing battle in the paint between those two. Haynes. Left hand dribble drive, lost the handle on the ball though on his route to the rim. Gamble able to move it on swiftly. And a simple finish for Adas Jušikevičius. And one that will force the timeout early from Umana Reyer Venezia. They've scored just 2 points in 3.5 minutes, and Nanterre are up by 4. Well, there you see the 2-point shooting, but just 1 of 6 from the field overall, Venezia. Nanterre started 1 of 6 as well, but they've hit 2 in a row and opened up this 4-point gap. They know there's still a long way to go, but their team haven't started well at all. And they've all been guilty as well. Bramos, Day, Jury and Vidmar have all missed shots from the field already for Venezia. Marcus Haynes, the only player to hit one. Here is Jury. He's 0 of 2. Vidmar. Haynes. Vidmar setting a screen. He rolls into the centre. Nice catch and finish for Gasper Vidmar. And a nice play off the back of the timeout to get Venezia back within 2. Jušikevičius is coming out maybe to try and get the ball. Instead it goes to Gamble in the high post. He's going to take it on all the way through. Oh my word! What a finish from Julian Gamble. Unloading some French firepower for Nanterre. Over the top of Vidmar. The lane just opened up for him one-on-one. And now a chance to add one. A 3-point play for Gamble. Nanterre ahead by 4. In fact, make it 5. Bramos to Haynes. Vidmar perhaps looking for some payback here. Spins one way, then the other. Gamble got a piece of it to knock it away. Vidmar then loses his footing and turns the ball over, and it's still not happening for Venezia. And we saw some positive play by Gasper Vidmar early on against Julian Gamble, but Gamble certainly won the last round, the last 2 rounds. One on the defensive end, one on the offensive end. Senglin. He finds a gap and gets fouled on his path through the paint. Not only have Venezia struggled to score, they've struggled to control the foul so far as well. That's the 3rd already here in the first quarter. And the team that have drawn more fouls in the competition than every other but one have been given a bit of a taste of their own medicine so far in the opening 5 minutes. Senglin at the stripe for 2, the 23-year-old American. He led 5 scorers in double figures with 19 points in last week's win. He was 7 of 8 from the line in that one, as well as 5 of 11 from the field. 4 assists, 3 rebounds and 2 steals on an impressive evening's work. He's put Nanterre ahead here by 7 points. Day back out to Haynes to shoot the 3. Got it! Italian ignition provided by Marcus Haynes. He's got 5 of their 7 points. Vidmar the other 2. But they can't build any momentum. Venezia. A moment of positivity followed by their 4th foul of the quarter. So any foul from their defense for the next 4 minutes and 40 seconds or so will send the Nanterre offense to the stripe. Gamble inside against his opposite number, squeezes it in over the top of Day. Haynes. This time fires it out to this near side to Tonnot, who's just come in. Now it's Watt, knocked away from Mitchell Watt. He recovers, looks to go again against Gamble. Tight angle, beautiful floater though from the baseline. Watt in the game and making a near instant impact. Konate. Fired across by Gamble for the 3 for the man who's knocked them down with a greater accuracy than any other player in the competition. Paulson does it again. Venezia can't respond through Haynes. Konate. Watch out for Paulson in the corner again. Here he is. On to Gamble. Gamble a chance maybe one-on-one. Left hand gets his defender up in the air and puts it in. He beat Mitchell Watt far too easily. And Nanterre are now up by 8 points. Gamble has 9 in the first quarter. And an offensive foul against Austin Day. It just hasn't clicked into gear yet at all for Venezia. The silver lining for them, if you can try and find one, is that the offensive foul does not send the opposition to the foul line. Only a defensive foul. Venezia are at the foul limit though, and Austin Day, who is their leading scorer and their leading rebounder so far this season, has 3 fouls in the opening quarter. This has been a nightmare start for Venezia. I mean, what a decision from the coach, Walter De Raffaella, to leave him in the game on 2 fouls. And he then picks up his 3rd. We've not even played 7 minutes yet. Now, they're checking this. And how much contact was there? Well, we must have had a technical. Nanterre now shooting the free throws. And they will have possession, up by 9. These Italian fans have been riled by that big call against one of their biggest players. Gamble looking to spin away and to squeeze another one home. Double figures in the first quarter for Julian Gamble. Haynes into the lane, knocked away though from Mitchell Watt. Here come Nanterre, Paulson all the way through to score again. What a start for the French side. They're up by 13 points in the opening 7.5 minutes. Haynes to the far side. Shot clock winding down to the final seconds. A burst to the basket. And at least a chance to get back in business from the strike now. Great energy shown in difficult circumstances. Here's a look at the finish from Paulson. Nanterre running riot in Venice right now. Half of their points have come from Julian Gamble, who's also grabbed 3 rebounds in the quarter. Venezia need each and every point they can get right now. Darren Washington at the stripe, just about making the first and the second. A positive impact from him off the bench. A man finally making his long-awaited debut for Venezia in the Basketball Champions League. Dominic Waters is in the City of Water for Nanterre here. Paulson. Here is Waters. Gamble looking for it. Waters on the burst to the basket, fouled from behind by Darren Washington. Venezia have put themselves in a huge hole early on here. Waters misses the first. There's so much work to do for the Italians, but at least they still have time. At least this lead has only come in the first quarter. Their offense needs to click into gear sooner rather than later. Down by 12. Tonnet hands it off here. Then goes behind the back, pirouette, edge of the paint, across to Watt on the far side. A spin from him as well. A hook shot disrupted though by Gamble mid-air. He's doing a bit of everything. Three-point shot from the far side. Gamble a rebound, touches it back. Yushi Kavicius for three, got it. The Venezia defense drowning in the City of Water. Down by 15. A three to answer back from Tonnet though. Just what they needed. Final minute of the first quarter approaching. What a quarter for Nanterre. They've poured in 26 points. Here's Gamble again. He's got 11 of them. And he can add two more to that tally with the foul as well. Somehow found a way around the big frame of Mitchell Watt. Julian Gamble running the show. Six of 8 from the field in the first 9 minutes. 4 rebounds, 2 assists and a block. That's a pretty good stat line to finish a game. And you can add one more point to it. 14 in the first quarter. He's scored as many points as Venezia have as a team. Tonnet fouled, and only the second foul on Nanterre. It's on Yushi Kavicius. Final minute of the quarter then. Bounce pass stripped away again. Here comes Paulson once more, looking to go all the way through. Turns it over to Tonnet. And he has a chance to attack. Denied though by Konate and finally put in. They're finding it so difficult, Venezia, to create any real openings. They have to take them when they get the chance like that in transition. Konate back to Paulson. Nanterre's defense has been watertight as well here in the first. Waters moves it on to the man of the moment, and Gamble draws a foul and will go to the line to add to his 14 points already. There was the block from Konate, in the end to no avail. Quite a remarkable stat line from Julian Gamble in the opening 10 minutes. 16 points. 16 seconds to play. Venezia down by 15. Desperate to finish the quarter with a ray of hope. 3-point shot from the far side will drop for Tonnet. They've closed the gap to 12. Very difficult to dampen the spirits of Nanterre, though, at the end of the first. A 31-point quarter on the road in Venice. They're up by 12, the French side. And shooting 71% on the inside, 10 of 14 so far, 8 of 10 from the foul line after just 10 minutes. Venezia struggling, and 3 of 5 from downtown has kept them within perhaps a surmountable deficit. They have really struggled on the inside. Julian Gamble has been phenomenal at both ends of the court, defensively and offensively. Konate hanging, missing, and then hitting. Nanterre shooting 71% from 2-point range, and Gamble has got 6 of their 11 field goals on the inside, 6 of 8 from the floor, 4 of 4 from the foul line. Their defense has done well, 3 steals, 2 blocks, leading to baskets in transition. And these kind of opportunities have been hard to come by for Venezia. And that was perhaps the most emphatic moment of an emphatic first quarter for Julian Gamble. Marquez Haynes scoring early on. He's got 5 of Venezia's 19. Tonnet has 6 to lead them. But they've shot just 7 of 16 on the inside. Nanterre doing a little bit of damage from the outside. That's perhaps an ominous stat for Venezia, the 3rd most accurate 3-point shooting team in the competition. Nanterre have only taken 3 3-pointers so far. And they've left that particular weapon in their locker for now. Paulson. Senglin. Waters. A real spring in the step of all of those in green. That one won't drop though for Treadwell. Everything else thrown up there on the inside has found a way to drop in. De Nicolau moving it back and then on by Cirella. Gramos across to the man who's hit 2 from the outside already, Stefano Tonnet, but he can't hit that one. And number 7 misses from the outside for the first time. Venezia will hope to make the most of their opportunity here at the start of the second quarter with Gamble on the bench. Waters disrupted as he released that one, misses it though, no foul as well. And there's Tonnet. On by Watt. Gramos. Chance to shoot the 3, and another one goes. Venezia's 3-point shooting, keeping them in it. Bruno Cirella makes it 4 of 6 from downtown for the home team. Treadwell the high screen, Senglin operating behind it, Treadwell then in the centre. Senglin takes the step back 3 over the top of the backboard. And now Venezia, off those 3-pointers, can start to eat into what had been a sizable deficit. Treadwell to the bench. It's now a 9-point gap. I do beg your pardon, Treadwell still on the court. De Nicolau across to the far side. Tonnet on the move. It's a nice pass to Gramos for another one, not this time. And Cirella can only knock the ball out of bounds. Venezia have shown an improvement here in the second. Nanterre, who scored 31 points in the first 10 minutes, have gone close to 2 minutes without a score. here in the second. We'll try and change that here with Dominic Waters. Treadwell lost it. Venezia's improvement continues. Here goes Tonnert all the way through for the one-handed stuff. The Europe Cup champions are on the charge. They've scored the first 5 points of the second quarter. They've scored the last 8 points overall. They've halved the deficit and forced Nanterre to call timeout. A 15-point Nanterre lead cut to just 7 here. Venezia finding full flow and very much back within touching distance. They trailed by 15 points at 16:31 towards the end of the first quarter. They've scored 8 without reply since then. Senglin. Jusikavicius. Waters, lightning fast crossover, hangs it up. And Venezia was moving away from the basket though. Wide open three in the corner will go. Beautiful ball movement as Dominic Waters gets one to drop. Nanterre back up by double digits. And they stop that Venezia run for now. They'll try and answer back with the 3 of their own, but it's wide of the basket from De Nicolau. He has shot 50% from the field this season so far, playing a fairly minor role in 16 minutes per game. Doesn't shoot the ball too much, but he's accurate when he does, usually. Waters. Oh, an offensive foul against Dominic Waters, pushing out with that left forearm. A clear spot for the officials, leading with the arm. Nanterre turned the ball over for the 4th time. And they're going to have a look at this, the officiating team. Was it an unsportsmanlike foul? That perhaps is the question here. There's a real thrust out of the left forearm and elbow towards the throat area of Andrea De Nicolau. And I think the reaction of the Italian fans will probably tell you all you need to know. A huge cheer from the Venezia faithful. Waters not happy at all as he goes to the bench, still stating his case. But I think this has been called unsportsmanlike here. And that will mean foul shots and possession for Venezia, and offer a glorious opportunity to continue their remarkable comeback after such a dreadful first quarter. Waters is fuming. It came only a few moments after he made a wonderful play, draining the 3-pointer from the corner to put Nanterre back up by 10. And now, because of that offensive foul, Venezia have A great opportunity to make it a single-digit game and to really start to close the gap again. If you've been hit with the unsportsmanlike, the last thing you need is to be hit with a technical as well. No problem whatsoever from the strike for De Nicolau. Now, he's taken 3. So it looks to me like perhaps we've had a technical as well. 2 foul shots for the unsportsmanlike foul. And indeed, we had a technical on Dominic Waters too. So Waters is done here. And you can see he'll go to the back straight away. 2 unsportsmanlikes or 2 technicals or 1 of each means an expulsion from the game. The momentum shift has been incredible between the first and second quarters here. Bramos can't continue that momentum for now for Venezia. 7 points the gap. Konate has the ball for Nanterre. They're without Dominic Waters, who's their 3rd leading scorer and their leading creator this season so far. He will play no further part. Senglin into the lane, flips it up, can't get it to fall. Konate trying to bat it back and does so. Here's Gamble back in the game to try and steady the ship. Gamble creating room and scoring again with a chance at another 3-point play. Julian Gamble taking no prisoners. What a performance in the first half from Nanterre's number 9. The foul from behind on Chirella. Gamble so calm and composed and so strong as well in getting the better of Paul Beliga. And then taking the contact from Chirella and still scoring. He can't have the extra 1, although they almost grabbed the rebound. 18 points in the game for Julian Gamble. It's his first miss from the stripe. He hit each of his first 4. Vidmar back out for the 3-pointer. Another one goes for Venezia. 6 points the gap now with 6 minutes of the half to play. Chirella with this one. He's 2 of 2 from the outside now with 8 points. Konate. In Venezia to Gamble. Gamble will cling on to it. End of the shot clock arriving here. Gamble has it prodded away. Here come Venezia. A stop and pop 3 won't go. Gamble the rebound got back to make amends. Flying out of nowhere. And then trying to drive coast to coast and turning it over again. And Bramos misses the layup. What a crazy passage of play from one end to the other. A rush of blood to the head from Julian Gamble. The big centre who's on fire, trying to drive it all the way coast to coast and turning it over for the 2nd time in a matter of seconds. Having grabbed a big rebound between those 2 turnovers. But Venezia not making the most of the opportunity. Konate. On by Venezia to the far side. Jušikavičius on the move, takes the 3-pointer and misses it. They're only 2 of 6 from downtown Nanterre. Tonnet blocked off by Gamble. He's having one of the games of his life so far, Julian Gamble. That's the stop and pop 3 from Tonnet, and Gamble's rebound taking it over the top of everybody. A foul on the perimeter on Konate. It's Nanterre's third of the second quarter, right at the midway point. Marquez Haynes, 5 points early on, hasn't scored since. Nice pass out from Vidmar to the far side. The three will go for Washington. Venezia back within 3 from 15 down. Darren Washington on his debut with 5 points in the first half. Turnaround 3 and a foul, and it's banked in as well for a chance at a 4-point play. The turnaround 3 with the contact. Somehow it goes for Ugo in Venezia. Well, he was 5 of 9 from downtown for 17 points last week, which was just about triple his average from the first 4 games. And he's picked up right where he left off in Venezia with a huge play after Venezia had got back to make it a 1-possession game. He can't complete the 4-point play though. And Nanterre are only 8 of 12 from the line now. They've missed a few in quick succession. Washington feeling it right now as he floats one up in the lane. 7 points for Washington on his debut. Senglin behind the back, over centre court, tracked by Haynes. It's another 3, not this time for Venezia. Haynes. He's going to take on the 3, Marquez Haynes. Misses it, batted back though and recovered by Vidmar. A fresh 14 on the shot clock for Venezia. De Nicolau. Right hand dribble drive burst towards the basket and a foul. That's number 4 on Nanterre. 3.5 minutes of the first half to play. It's the kind of half you just don't want to end. It's gone by in a flash. 2 huge runs. Venezia first, opening up a 15-point gap in the first quarter when they scored 31 points. They've been held to just 8 points so far here in the second quarter, though. Venezia have doubled that tally and closed the gap to as few as 3. 4 right now. Washington moves it on to Vidmar this time. Vidmar had it knocked away. Senglin. He's going to take the 3. Got a good look. Missed it though. And the struggles continue from downtown for Nanterre, although Washington struggled to reel in that rebound. And the French side will get another possession. Tough to box out Gamble. And then tough to keep it in on the baseline. Senglin. 0 of 4 from the field so far, Jeremy Senglin. Yushi Kavachas takes on this 3. Treadwell, the offensive rebound, so a 3rd chance opportunity for Nanterre. Treadwell has it knocked away. Yushi Kavachas will try and recover, but he commits the foul in doing so. This has been a real basketball battle of the first half. Tremendous entertainment here in the Basketball Champions League on game day 6. 2 sets of players really fighting hard for the cause. 2 teams chasing those playoff spots. Nanterre, who started today as the 3rd most accurate 3-point shooting team in the competition, have now shot just 3 of 10 from downtown for just 30%. And the home team, Venezia, who were some way behind them in that department, have shot 6 of 14 for 43%. So Nanterre, in that regard, being given a taste of their own medicine. Now the officials are across to the video again with 3 minutes of the first half to play. A 4-point differential in Nanterre's favour, but it's been as many as 15. Let's see what they're having a look at this time. And that's the foul by Jušikavičius. Treadwell had it knocked away. Jušikavičius tangled up trying to get in between a couple of Venezia players. I don't think there's any question there of an unsportsmanlike foul. He's just battling hard to try and recover the basketball. Venezia have possession. Only down by 4. Washington to Haynes. Washington to take on another shot. Misses this one. Gamble grabs yet another rebound. 18 points and 6 boards. 3 assists and a block for him in the first half. Jušikavičius on to Gamble. Can he hit the 20-point mark before half-time, you wonder? Knocked away. He wants a foul. Doesn't get it. Here goes De Nicolau underneath the hoop. Trying to take the ring road around the defense. Washington to try and force it home, and Gamble back there looking to block, but the foul was in front of him. And Nanterre are at the foul limit here in the second quarter. Venezia will go to the strike. Would have done anyway, of course, with it being a shooting foul, but a chance for Darren Washington, who's really come to life after coming off the bench for his debut. Now a chance for him to move to 9 points and to take the leading scoring spot for Venezia. Gamble stretching every fibre of those fingertips to reject another shot, but unfortunately for him, his teammates had already committed the foul.
Bring the solution for you. Maybe bring the solution for you.
This has been one of the standout halves from any player in the Basketball Champions League this season. From their number 9, Julian Gamble. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists and a block in 15 minutes on court. Nanterre's lead, though, is now a slender one. Venezia can close the gap to just 2 points here with Darren Washington at the strike. Points in the half for Washington. Another piece of the puzzle for coach Walter De Rafaela's team. Senglet. Jušikavičius gives it back to the 23-year-old American. Jušikavičius, the Lithuanian, on the move. Here's Gamble, spinning basket side. A bit of help defense comes across, forces the turnover as well. They've tightened up on Julian Gamble. And they're back level from 15 down. Tonnet off the nice pass forward. And their defense providing the platform. Double figures now in the first half for Stefano Tonnet. 39-39. Venezia trailed by 15 at 16-31. Lovely pass from Marquez Haynes, making the task relatively simple for Tonnet. 4 of 7 from the field for 10 points for him. Jušikavičius looking back for Gamble. Yushikawa just lost it for the second time, won't recover on that occasion. Tonnet. A minute and a half to play in the half. Now Venezia really trying to complete the comeback and take the lead here. Hung high, reeled in by Watt, up against two giants. Kicks it back out. Haynes fakes the three, moves it on. Three-point shot to take the lead is good. From 15 down, Venezia lead. The three from Thomas Kisling. Final minute of the first half. Senglin. Paulson to try and answer back. Ties the game again. Hauke Paulson can hardly miss from the outside this season. And he had a long ranger earlier in the game that's been called a two-pointer. He must have had a toe on the line. That's his first three-point attempt, and he nails it. Lovely ball movement here by Venezia. It wouldn't float over the top, though, of the defense. It's still going to be the Italians' ball. This has been one of the most entertaining halves that I've witnessed in this competition so far this season. There's 30 more seconds remaining of it, and the two teams will go to the bench with a timeout called. Gamble getting a piece of that one. How good has Julian Gamble been? It's a good job he didn't clip his fingernails this morning.
We got two flat regular. Jens is here, we got 2 seconds, 0.6. We have 5, 4. Thomas, la rimessa. Stefano, usa questo stack. Jens il blocco, Mitch, use the screen in this way.
Look at the rebounding numbers there, edged by Nanterre. 5 each on the offensive glass, 3 more on the defensive end for the French side. Venezia have been down big and recovered already before the half-time interval. And they briefly took the lead by 3 from 15 down. It's neck and neck again now, 42-42. And 30 seconds to play of the second quarter. Only 2 seconds on the shot clock here. Quick catch and shot for 3 for Haynes. Nothing but nylon off the inbound pass with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Venezia shooting the lights out from the outside. They're 8 of 17 from downtown for 47%. Paulson. And then Treadwell looking to attack down the baseline. Switched hands and somehow forced it in. As this incredible half continues. And a chance at a three-point play for Demetrius Treadwell to tie the game again with 10.9 seconds remaining of the quarter. How on earth did he squeeze that home? Not away for Treadwell's first score. Nanterre only 8 of 12 from the stripe, though. So far, Venezia are 7 of 7. Treadwell makes no mistake with that one. Nothing to separate these two. Can Nanterre take the lead again with the final shot of the half? Ball in the hands of Marquez Haynes. Nice bounce pass. And a foul. Came, I think, before the buzzer did it. Mitchell Watt looking to shoot. There was a foul there on Corentin Khan, who'd just come in. So with no time left here in the quarter, they're going to check to see exactly how much time there is. It will be a millisecond or two at best. Gamble was there to try and reject the shot. He's got 2 blocks in this half already as well, and might well have had 2 more had it not been for fouls from his teammates. The foul certainly occurred before the buzzer. Let's have a look at the clock at the top of the backboard here. There's the contact. It just disappears out of picture. Maybe half a second or so left. It's certainly going to be foul shots for Venezia to try and take the lead at half-time. Mitchell Watt, who has only got 2 points in the half. He's only taken 2 shots, but he came in as Venezia's second best scorer, averaging 15.8 across the season, 5.4 rebounds and 1.4 steals per game as well. 0.3 is the time they've put on the clock at the end of the quarter. And Venezia surely will have the lead going into the locker room. No time to get the shot away. And a blistering half of basketball comes to a close. 2 high-scoring tallies, but Venezia from 15 down edge it at half-time, 47-45 over Nanterre. We'll have a look at the shooting numbers. It's all been about the 3-point shooting for the home team, the 2-point shooting for the travelling team. 3 more rebounds for them, 6 more assists for Venezia though, moving the ball better, and 3 more turnovers, perhaps a little more significantly for Nanterre, to create extra shots from the field for Venezia. Look at this, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists for Gamble, 2 blocks as well. He leads them in all of those categories, although he does lead them in turnovers as well with 4. Nobody else has scored more than 7 points for Nanterre. Venezia have been more balanced on offense. They've got 10 from Stefano Tonnet to lead the way, 9 from Darren Washington on his debut, and 8 apiece from Bruno Cirella and Marquez Haynes. Lots of players chipping in for the Italians as they chipped away at that sizable lead that Nanterre had at 16-31 right towards the end of the first quarter. They hit a 3 in the dying seconds of the first to close the gap to 12, Venezia, and then scored the first 8 points of the second quarter. An emphatic response after Nanterre won quarter 1, 31-19. Venezia then come back and win quarter 2, 28-40. So each team has had a whopping quarter on offense so far, which will take quarter 3. Here's the next question to be answered. Gamble, an incredible half with those 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists and 2 blocks. Yushi Kavicius with 7 points, the next leading scorer for Nanterre. And then, as I've mentioned, loads of players getting points on the board for Venezia as they edge it at the half here. In Italy, 47-45 to the home team. We'll be back with the second half in around 10 minutes' time. Do join us for that.
Informazioni 348 04 55 217. Super Basket, la rivista del basket italiano è ora online. www.superbasket.it. JTV, informatica e web del business. JTV, opera in 4 settori. Assistenza sistemistica, centralini telefonici OIV, noleggio stampanti multifunzione, web marketing. Per informazioni visita il sito www.jtvnet.com.
More of the same, please, here in Venice. A remarkable half of basketball. The home team Venezia leading by 2 points, 47-45 over the visitors from Nanterre. The French side had a 15-point lead in the first quarter when they scored 31 points over the first 10 minutes. But Venezia responded with an emphatic quarter of their own, scoring 28 in the second. And coming from that 15-point deficit to take the lead. Nanterre tied a couple of times after that, and then foul shots in the final milliseconds of the second quarter edged Venezia ahead for halftime. Some wonderful individual stat lines as well. Julian Gamble, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. Stealing the spotlight at the moment, but a number of players scoring big for Venezia in the first half. 10 for Tonnet, 9 for Washington, 8 for Chirella and Haynes as well. The home team struggling early on inside, but keeping in touch. At least just about enough in touch with Nanterre with their outside shooting. They finished the first half 8 of 17 from downtown for 47%. That was Nanterre who came in to the game shooting the third most accurate percentage from the outside of all the teams in the Basketball Champions League. They've hit just 4 of 11, but they've shot 63% on the inside, which really helped them open up that big gap early on. And let's hope the scoring and entertainment continues in a similar vein in the second half. These fans have been treated already over the first 20 minutes of action. A really big game towards the midway point of the regular season in the Basketball Champions League. Venezia trying to build off a solid foundation, coming in 4-1, and to try and keep in touch with the leaders of Group B, Tenerife. And Nanterre arriving 2-3. They won't be happy with that over the first 5 games, although they started the week in 4th place, which is good enough for a playoff spot. They lost by just a single point at PAOK a couple of weeks ago. They also lost by just 7 points on the road at Opava earlier in the campaign, in fact on game day 1. And they don't want another close defeat here. They don't want any kind of a defeat. They need to go for a win to try and get back level at 3-3. It's no good being close all the time. They are very close for the start of the second half here, down by 2, but having already surrendered a 15-point lead. Inside, trying to stuff it over the top of Gamble was Vidmar, as he looked to send an early message in this second half to the man who stole the show in the first half. And Vidmar goes to the line for 2 as Gamble, despite playing those long minutes in the first half and racking up all of those impressive stats, only picks up his first foul here at the start of the second half. Vidmar has had 1 or 2 nice moments. He's got a couple of assists, but he's only 1 of 4 from the field. And missed his first foul shot, but hits his second, so Venezia up by 3. He's only played 8.5 minutes so far, Gasper Vidmar. Jušikavičius finding Gamble, who gets fouled, and he this time has to earn them from the stripe. He's been so brilliant at putting them in despite contact already here this evening. Ramos doing just about enough to stop Gamble that time. Gamble hit his first 4, but he's now missed his last 2 from the line. make it 3 in a row. Julian Gamble's momentum has been knocked off course. Day back in the game, having picked up 3 fouls in the first quarter, and he's back in to make an instant impact. Venezia up by 5 here after Austin Day's reintroduction. Konate to Jušikavičius. Left-hand dribble drive, floats one high. Gamble reeled it in and then stuffed it home. Up to 20 points. 8 of 10 from the field. Julian Gamble. Well found that time by Jušikavičius, who was hoping for a more spectacular finish, but they all count just the same. Marquez Haynes threatens the 3, steps inside, delivers to the corner. Back out to Haynes, steps back behind the 3-point line. Had to shuffle his feet and miss the shot. Nanterre trying to tie or get back within touching distance here. And a foul, the second for Venezia of the third quarter, but far more significantly, the 4th personal on Austin Day. Day remarkably picking up 3 fouls in the first quarter, didn't play at all in the second. And he's come back in here at the start of the third and picked up another one. You do look to the coach as if to say, why was he still playing on 2 fouls in the first? Maybe he wouldn't have picked up that third one and could have been used a little more, but he's been incredibly frustrated here this evening. Has he just picked up another one? He's going to go to the bench, one way or the other. A technical foul. He has picked up another one. Austin Day, after the personal, has been hit with the technical. And that is 5 fouls on Austin Day, who will play no further part. Nanterre without Dominic Waters, who was fouled out within 6 minutes of playing time. 1 unsportsmanlike and 1 technical. And now Venezia without Austin Day, who came in as their leading scorer and leading rebounder this season. His 5th foul. Gamble twisting and turning and getting the foul from Vidmar, so Venezia have picked up 4 fouls in less than 2 minutes of the third quarter. Vidmar's second. Gamble so strong attacking in the low post again. Austin Day fouled out by committing 5 fouls in just 8 minutes and 19 seconds on call. Scoring just 2 points. And Gamble ends his dry spell from the line. He'd missed 3 in a row, but he hits 2 there, and we're tied. And he's got 22 in the game. The spin from Washington, now Vidmar inside for the stuff. Venezia back ahead. Konate with some pressure applied by Bramos. It will still be Nanterre ball. The shot clock down to 17 though. So only a few seconds to get this across centre court. Konate launches it long. And it's out of bounds with Gamble surely getting the final touch. And the reaction of the fans will tell you that's not the call. They only had the 1 second to get it over. It had to be a big heave up to Gamble, and it paid dividends. Oh, swatted against the backboard. Gamble grabs it. Here's Palson for 3. No, a rare miss. A collector's item. Let's see, he misses one from the outside. He's been that good this season. Floating up from the foul line was De Nicolau. Venezia up by 4. That's his first field goal. Senglin to Paulson. Konate. Senglin. Gamble coming out to manufacture some room for his teammate. There was no room whatsoever for Senglin, who wanted a foul. De Nicolau right on top of him. Here is De Nicolau for 3. Oh, wouldn't quite curve in enough as it rolls around and pops out again. The pace slowed just for a few seconds before Jušikevičius quickens it to Senglin, who turns it over, and he's had a really difficult night. Jeremy Senglin, a team-high 16.3 points per game for Nanterre. He's scored just 2 here this evening. He's 0 of 5 from the field. His only points have come from the line. Haynes. Venezia can stretch their lead up to 6 or 7 here, and a foul on Paulson as it went in towards Vidmar. The Italian fans giving their team a fantastic backing here in this tight and tense game. It's been exhausting and exhilarating at times in the best possible way. And there's still 16.5 minutes to come. Venezia by 4. Paulson picking up his 3rd, so he's in foul trouble as well. Vidmar won't shoot the 3, so he hands it off to Haynes. Bramos puts it on the floor, looks to attack in the lane, slices through the defense to lay it up and in. And that's the first score for Michael Bramos, who came in averaging 10.8 points. He missed his first 4 from the field before getting that one. Jušikevičius trying to bulldoze through, and he kept hold of it so well under pressure from Tonnet and finished so clinically to hit double figures. 4 of 7 from the field now for those 10 points. Vidmar. Washington twisting and turning in the paint, missing the shot. Vidmar, the big rebound, puts it in. Seven points now for Vidmar, who's 3 of 6 from the field. He's come to play here in the 3rd quarter. Jušikevičius around the screen of Gamble and then fouled by Haynes. Venezia, before the midway point of the 3rd quarter, have hit the foul limit. Nanterre really haven't made the most of these opportunities so far. They're only 12 of 18 from the stripe for 67%. The home team are 10 of 11 for 91%. Jušikevičius moving to 11 points. Make it 12. 3 of 3 from the stripe. Nanterre back within 4. Bramos. Tonnet. Marquez Haynes. Swiftly on by Cirella. And a foul on Nanterre. That's their 3rd now. It's on Invernizzi. Tonnet on the move to receive it here in a deep position. Vidmar setting the high screen. Hung high towards Vidmar, who puts it in. He's having a big 3rd quarter as Venezia go up by 6. Vidmar up to 9 points. Paulson passes away from the double team. Gamble adjusts, batted away. It was coming back down, but off target. Gamble spins. The defense swarming around him, somehow found a way out, but there's no time remaining on the shot clock. The attempt didn't touch the rim. The initial attempt from Gamble. Nanterre suffocated. And a chance for Venezia to open up an 8 or 9 point lead. Either way, it would be their largest. Tonnert. Haynes fires it into Vidmar! Flying high in the floating city to finish. Gasper Vidmar stealing the spotlight in the third. He's up to 11 points. Picked off, and here they come in transition. All the way through. Cirella takes the Venezia lead to double digits for the first time. A timeout called by Nanterre. It is slipping away from the French team. Fans on their feet in Venice. Haynes with the pass, Vidmar with the big dunk. The 5th assist of the night for Marquez Haynes. The most emphatic finish of the night for Venezia. There's still a long way to go in this one, but the wind is in the Venezia sails. From 15 down, they lead by 10. 13 and around a half minutes to go. Yushi Kavicius, Nanterre now having to try and stop the rot. A huge differential in those points from turnovers, 18-6 in Venezia's favour. And Gamble rolls inside for the alley-oop finish. Gamble up to 24 points. Beautifully drawn up play off the back of the timeout. Vidmar to Haynes. This time he's going to try and score himself. Caught underneath by Vidmar, who's doing everything here in the third. Vidmar doing in the third what Gamble was doing in the first. Paulson spinning and getting contact, and will go to the line with Venezia already at the foul limit. Less than 3 minutes to play in the third. Briefly the deficit down to 8, but back up to 10. And his team can make it a single-digit game again here from the stripe. Paulson hanging one up for Gamble. The baskets, or the looks at the basket, though, have been harder and less frequent for Julian Gamble by some distance since that first quarter when he really was running riot. I believe the tally for Gamble in the first quarter was 16 points, which at one stage with only a few seconds of the quarter to go was as many as Venezia had scored as a team. Haynes kicking it back out, but only into the hands of Venezia, who couldn't quite save it in time. He stepped out of bounds. Despite his very best efforts. Only 5 on the shot clock, though, for Venezia, who are up by 8. Marquez Haynes goes to the bench for a rest. He's been their biggest creator so far. Ramos on the move. It's going to have to be a deep inbound. They can't force it in. And a 5-second violation to turn it over. Nanterre right on top of all of the possible targets for Jury. Really good job of blocking the passing lanes as well from Corentin Khan, the youngster coming in off the bench. Nanterre trying to close the gap now. Here is Khan. Palson. He's going to take on a 3, and would you believe it? The man that came into the game shooting 68% from long range, 15 out of 22 over the first 5 games, throws up an air ball. We're going to have a timeout for Venezia with 2 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the third quarter. They lead by 8 points.
Two side, watch out. We start on Michael's side. Marco questo, molto Michael, guardi lì, spin down. Stefano con la palla. O attacchi quando succede questo, flare, o aspetti, hit and flare for Michael. After this, Mitch, pick up in the shot. Drop it, take it. Go.
Well, this one was remarkably fast, furious, frantic and phenomenal in the first half. It's more a case of tight, tense and tantalizing in the second. It couldn't have continued at quite the same pace as we witnessed in the opening 20 minutes, when it was blistering basketball at its very best. But it's just as entertaining in a different way here in the second, as the finish line gets closer and closer, and the W still hangs in the balance. Ramos. Watt inside, dishing a pass off. A real battle to try and grab it for Cirella. He did well to do so, but couldn't score. Prodded away from Khan, who's able to recover. Venezia wanted it free on the near side. Khan didn't see him. Palson, the head fake. He's going to go back into the lane, across to the far side. Venezia threatens the 3, moves it on. Jušikevičius to take it and to hit it. Nanterre back within 5. And they're trying to find their range from the outside, having struggled until this point. Watt. Jury gets it back. Watt setting the screen. Back to Cirella, fed back inside to Watt up against Treadwell. And the rebound, Jušikevičius. A minute and change remaining in the third. Jušikevičius passing lane disrupted, able to grab it. Here's Khan. And Palson coming in free from the far side makes it a 1-possession game. In the final minute of the third quarter, Venezia have been up by 10 here. Palson up to double figures. Tonnet. He backs off and looks to work in the final 7 seconds of the shot clock. The crossover into the lane, got Treadwell up in the air and scored. Stefano Tonnet stopping on a dime to finish. 12 points for him. 5 points the Venezia lead. 10-second differential between shot and game clock. Here's Jušikevičius to shoot the 3. Back-to-back threes for Nanterre. And they're back in business from the outside. Shot clock turned off now. 18 points for Jušikevičius. Here's Watt, pirouette, edge of the paint, forces it up, gets the foul, and will go to the line with 2.8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The foul on Demetrius Treadwell. And they hit 4 of their first 12 threes for 33% Nanterre, which is some way below their usual percentage. One of the best teams in the competition in that regard, but they've hit 2 in a row now. And perhaps finding range at just the right time. Back within 2 points. Jušikavičius is 3 of 4 from downtown now. A 3-point game. Still time for one more shot for Nanterre. Khan, he's got to put it up here though, and it's denied by Watt. No room to operate for Corentin Khan. And very little room between the two teams at the end of the third quarter. Venezia 69, Nanterre 66. Let's see how those numbers have adjusted since the halftime interval. Nanterre starting to find their range from the outside, up to 40% now. Venezia falling to 42% in that regard. They are doing better on the inside, Venezia, though, where Nanterre have done well all game. Austin Day fouled out, having played only 8 minutes, picking up 5 fouls. Gamble has 24 points, 6 of those coming in the third quarter. Nice feed down to Vidmar that time from Washington. He was the man of the quarter, Gasper Vidmar. 13 points to lead Venezia in scoring. They've got 3 in double figures already. Jušikavičius has found his range as well, up to 18 points, the Lithuanian. He's 3 of 5 from downtown, 6 of 9 from the field. Vidmar back to Washington. And then cleaning up on the backboard, Gasper Vidmar. The majority of his points coming in the third quarter. And that one inside as well. Vidmar shooting 6 of 9 from the field and grabbing 3 offensive rebounds. And steals a big decider in this one so far as well. Venezia with 8 steals in the game, leading to baskets in transition. 18-6. Here's the count on points from turnovers in Venezia's favour because of all of those steals. Khan driving, switching hands. Jušikavičius grabbed it out of bounds. It'll be Nanterre possession still. Venezia by 3, 69-66. Nanterre have led by 15. Venezia have led by 10. We've had 6 lead changes as well. A foul called against Vidmar, who's disappointed with the call here. Vidmar's 3rd personal. And Corentin Khan playing in a big game at a big moment here, the 22-year-old. Just a minor contribution across less than 10 minutes per game so far this season. Only 2 of 9 from the field coming in. He's missed both of his field goal attempts tonight as well, but he does hit both from the stripe. 1 point the difference. Nicolau, nice pass, and completely free to rock the rim was Mitchell Watt. Venezia back up by 3, quickly and emphatically. Paulson on the move, running into Vidmar, who's called for the foul again. Now that may well be just his 3rd, in fact. We'll have to double check that for you as he stepped across the path of Paulson. Two fouls for Venezia already in the opening 40 seconds of the 4th. Jušikavičius. Treadwell trying to create some room, moves into the paint. Jušikavičius fading away towards the baseline. Difficult shot off one leg. And the play goes on here with Darren Washington. They're short-handed on defense. Nanterre. The miss from the outside, the big offensive board again from Vidmar, surrounded by three, but he found a way out. Watt trying to create some room for Hayes. Back to Mitchell Watt, shot clock winding down against the double team. Is there any room to operate? Oh my word, the Houdini move from Mitchell Watt. When it seemed like the defense wasn't budging an inch, he found a way. Venezia by 5. Watt has 9 now. He started to come to life here in the fourth. Jušikevičius for 3. Got it. His fourth from the outside. A 2-point game. And Nanterre are now starting to light it up from the outside. They're up to 44% three-point shooting. Watt against Venezia this time. And he gets the foul, which is Nanterre's first of the fourth. Eight minutes and 8 seconds to separate these two, who have battled back and forth with lead changes and long scoring runs throughout, and left it all out there on the basketball court. Bounce pass from Hayes, flipped on to Watts, who'll go to the line to add to his tally. A chance to move to double digits for Mitchell Watt. And if he can hit at least one of the two, then that will be 4 in double figures already for Venezia. They're led by the 13 of Gasper Vidmar, who's now grabbed 4 offensive rebounds as well. They've had 12 from Stefano Tonnet, 10 from Bruno Cirella. Still only 9 from Mitchell Watt. One more to come. There's only 3 of 6 from the foul line now. 3 of 5 from the field. Watt recovers to hit the second and moves to 10 points. The lead is 3. Khan continues to play here in the fourth quarter. Gamble onto Jušikevičius. Back to Khan again. Bounce pass into Gamble. He finds a way through to Treadwell, who just couldn't quite grab it in time. And that allowed the defense to get across and to divert it out of bounds with just 4 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Gamble did well passing towards Treadwell, but what an effort to get back defensively. And it pays dividends as well because they can't make the most of those final 4 seconds. Nanterre, here goes Hayes, back out, wide open, 3, no. Gamble the rebound. Jušikevičius, another 3, falls short, grabs his own rebound though. Treadwell. And they've still got 10 seconds to work with on the shot clock here. Corentin Khan. Around the big wide frame of Gamble to shoot the 3. And tipped out of bounds by Washington. That's a tough break for Venezia. Khan goes to the bench now. Here's Paulson, Gamble. Shot clock down to 5. Jušikevičius crosses over onto the left. Touch pass into Treadwell. Can he get the shot away? He does, but he misses it. And this time Washington is able to gather possession for Venezia. Then Nicolau fizzes one in towards Vidmar. It goes all the way through, but via a touch off a Nanterre player, so still Venezia ball with 12 seconds to shoot. Gamble seems to have a problem here. Let's see. He just takes a whack in the small of the back from Tonnet. But he's holding the right elbow, Julian Gamble. He will soldier on. It's been a real warrior-like performance so far from Gamble. 24 points to lead all scorers, battling away inside for many of those. Ton up for three. No. Treadwell trying to grab the rebound. De Nicolau grabbed it and then I think stepped out of bounds. Let's have a look at this rebound attempt from Andrea De Nicolau. The ball just bouncing out of bounds. Senglin still hasn't scored from the field, Jeremy Senglin. Paulson. Here's Gamble. Shot clock down to 5. Gamble, left hand. Head down, driving to the hole. Somehow forces it through the defense again. When the defense seems to be well positioned, he finds a way to finish. 26 points now for Julian Gamble. Bramos, the long two is too long, and Treadwell grabs the rebound. A chance for Nanterre to get back ahead here in the final 6 minutes. Senglin. Can he finally get going from the field? Jeremy Senglin, he's 0 of 5 so far. Treadwell trying to create the room. Senglin, step back, 3, got it! Back from 10 down to lead, the force is with the French. And Jeremy Senglin hits his first from the field, having missed his first 5. Timeout called by Venezia, as this roller coaster ride of a basketball game takes another twist. Some Senglin sorcery to step back and create the room, and he drained it.
Ball inside. Going one down. Watch out. On mid side. Dribble end. Cross screen. If we got nothing, Michael, start here. Work. If we don't have the ball here, go off screen. Work on a flare and returning pick. If not, one down regular. Okay. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Nanterre now shooting the better percentages inside and out. And they're up by 2. Jeremy Senglin taking until the final 6 minutes of the game to score his first field goal. The man who came in as their leading scorer. But we've had 2 massive scoring performances from Julian Gamble and Adas Jušikevičius, who've combined for 47 of Nanterre's 76 points. There's a look at the line on Julian Gamble. He's got 26, Jušikevičius has 21. Paulson with 10 is the other player in double digits for Nanterre. They lead by 2, 5.5 minutes to play. De Nicolau. Watt rolling into the centre, it comes back to Washington. Crowded, congested in the paint, and he runs into trouble. And the big green wall put in his place by Julian Gamble. Right on the midway point of the final quarter. Senglin with an extra spring in his step now as he escapes 2. Senglin kicks it to the corner. Jušikevičius for 3, bang! 5 from the outside for Jušikevičius. 24 points in the game. Nanterre by 5 with less than 5 minutes to play. And then Tonnet forced into the turnover. And Venezia need to try and swing the momentum back in their favour very quickly. The changes coming with Washington and Watt to the bench. If you're joining us late, no Austin Day to call upon, fouled out in just 8 minutes on court. Senglin back to Treadwell. Treadwell puts up the highly contested shot and banks it in, getting his angles spot on. Nanterre by 7. Hayes to Bramos. Tonnet steps back behind the three-point line, clings onto it though. Wants to attack inside. Vidmar. Prodded away by Gamble, who comes up big again on the defensive end. Jušikevičius will cling on to it for now. Senglin. They'll take their time here in the half-court, Nanterre. Final 6 seconds of the shot clock. He ran into trouble, Senglin, and he's called for the foul. And that's a big turnover at a big point down the stretch of this basketball game. Nanterre had the chance to make it a 9 or 10 point lead. Fans wanted a carry against Jušikevičius earlier in that possession. 3.5 minutes to play. Venezia down by 7 with the basketball. They could really do with a score here. Marquez Haynes. Hung high, Vidmar reels it in and puts it in. 15 points now for Gasper Vidmar. He's more than double his season average. Senglin. He had a huge game last week as well when he scored 18 points, which was triple his season average going in. Jušikevičius, low catch, wildly off the mark. Treadwell the rebound though and put it in as Bramos was knocked to the floor. Nanterre back up by 7. Travelling French fans drowned out here by the Italians, but Haynes stepping back for the 3. Got it! Marquez Haynes keeps Venezia very much alive. 4 points the gap, 2.5 minutes to play. Senglin. Can ill afford to turn it over this time, Jeremy Senglin. Around the frame of Gamble, who moves inside. Senglin, step back three-pointer again! Got it! Senglin, the sniper, putting this one into Nanterre hands. They're up by 7. Tonner for 3 to try and answer back. Off the mark. Jušikevičius the rebound. 2 minutes to play. Nanterre lead by 7 on the road in Venice. Jušikevičius, Senglin rather dribbling away. Here's Jušikevičius, waited for the defense and put it in. Anas Jušikevičius, the 6th shooter from the outside. 6 of 10 from downtown. And Nanterre are within touching distance. "27 points for the Lithuanian, who has now surpassed Julian Gamble as the leading scorer in this contest. 8 rebounds as well.
Okay, then we go full court, and if we need spend foul. Let's go, guys. Okay, let's go. Let's go, long game. Let's go, believe it. Come on, let's go.
For the second time in this matchup, their team have opened up a double-digit advantage. And this time it comes with just a couple of minutes to play. Nanterre led by 15 points in the first quarter. Venezia led by 10 in the third quarter. Nanterre are up by 10 deep into the fourth. And they're shooting 46% from downtown now, having struggled early on. They hit 3 of their first 10. They've hit 8 of their last 14. And a turnover, is it? No. Off the back of the timeout, it will still be Venezia ball, and they need it. And they need to score, surely. 1 minute and 41 seconds to play, down by 10. Hayes gets space for the 3, misses it. Offensive rebound though. Tonner's going to drive down the lane. Gamble got in the way, and Jušikevičius grabs the loose ball. Julian Gamble so big at both ends of the floor, and Nanterre is surely going to win this one on the road now as Senglin goes through the gears, and Gamble's there cleaning up on the glass. 28 points for Gamble. A double-double as well. That offensive rebound took him to 10. on the boards, 28 points, 3 assists and 3 blocks. Following up the play from Senglin. And Nanterre are going to make it back-to-back wins for the first time in the Basketball Champions League this season. What a position this puts them in to try and mount a challenge for the playoff places. They'll move to 3-3. And Venezia will fall to 4-2. They've turned the ball over here. 69 seconds to play, but up by 11. It should be safe, but never say never in this sport. Vidmar gets free against Gamble and puts it in after Gamble got back at him. It's a 9-point game. They need fouls or steals. Paulson gets away and takes precious seconds off the clock before the foul from Tonner. 60 seconds to play. And Helko Paulson will go to the line for 2. He's got 10 points so far. He's 3 of 4 from the stripe. And they're going to have a look at this, the officials, to determine, I think, whether this was an unsportsmanlike foul or not. You have to make a legitimate attempt to get the basketball. The shoulder to the back. Paulson turned away from it to draw the contact. And an unsportsmanlike is the call. There's no way back from here for Venezia. Paulson makes it a double-digit lead again, and Nanterre have the possession as well. The timeout called with a minute or so to play.
Julian, ici. Haute, ici. Chez, ici. Ok. Le premier, Julian. Pour Haute. Ok. Adas, si c'est possible de la donner à Haute. Attention. C'est style. Hey, si c'est pas possible pour toi, Haute, cœur. Chez, seconde, it's for you. Ok.
And they're contemplating what is now the inevitable. The second defeat of the campaign for Umana Reyer Venezia. They've been blitzed in this fourth quarter. Nanterre leading the fourth, 27-13 so far. And a huge first quarter and a huge fourth quarter for Nanterre, which will ultimately prove the difference. Treadwell. And 2 huge scoring performances as well, of course. Washington commits the foul. Kavicius will go to the line to add to his 27 points. Gamble has 28 to lead them. And back to the monitors go the officials here with 55 seconds to play. It's not the finish that the Venezia fans were hoping for. It's become a very frustrating, very agonizing finish. And the contact from Washington, slightly around the neck of Kavicius. And Venezia just can't get the ball right now. Jušikevičius at the line, and they will have possession again. Washington picks up his fourth foul. Jušikevičius to 29 points. Another unsportsmanlike foul, so Nanterre have the ball once more. And they're really rubbing salt in the Venezia wounds now. Treadwell balances the baseline, keeps it in play. 50 seconds to play, and Treadwell will take his time. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. He's going to fire a long three. Ricochets into the hands of Washington. Now Hayes. Jušikevičius trying to come up with the loose ball and got fouled, so Jušikevičius will go to the line to try and hit 30. And Washington will foul out, as Austin Day did, perhaps so critically earlier on. Not the way that Washington wanted his debut to end. He's fouled out with 37 seconds to play, 9 points, 7 rebounds. And it's a 30-point night for Adas Jušikevičius. 9 of 15 from the field, including 6 of 10 from downtown, and now 6 of 6 from the line. He's only 1 rebound away from a double-double. Ramos got it from downtown. A consolation basket for Venezia. Jušikevičius triple-teamed, and the ball knocked away. And right down the main canal for the finish come Venezia. Another consolation, they're down by 12. Senglin, 2 huge three-pointers for him down the stretch, having struggled until that point. And he adds another couple of points to his tally. Hayes to take on the open three, misses it. Gamble, another rebound. 59 points combined from Jušikevičius and Gamble lead Nanterre to a wonderful road victory over Venezia. 99 points for the French team as they win it by 12 away from home in Venice. They came from 10 points down in the third quarter to win it by double figures, having earlier in the game surrendered a 15-point lead themselves. But Adas Jušikevičius getting the congratulations. It wasn't all about him and Gamble, but what a part they played. Jušikevičius with 31 points, Julian Gamble with 28 and 11 rebounds for a double-double. Tough to take for Venezia and the coaching staff and the players. They fall to just their second defeat of the season. Nanterre pick up their third win and move to 3-3. And really starting to find form now. They shot the ball superbly again, 60% inside, 44% from downtown and 80% from the line. They out-rebounded their hosts as well, both on the offensive and defensive glass. 25 assists for Venezia, but it wasn't enough. And Nanterre surviving 15 turnovers to win the game by double figures. A huge performance on the road to reward those travelling fans. They'll go back to the outskirts of Paris with a huge win. Julian Gamble, 31 points, 28 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists and 3 blocks. Adas Jušikevičius, 31 points, 9 rebounds and a steal. The two standout stars. We'll see a number of those stats here. The 31 for Jušikevičius leading the way. Vidmar had 17 to lead Venezia in scoring. He had a big third quarter that opened up their double-digit lead, but they couldn't cling on to it. And look at the leading scorers. Paulson with 12 points and Senglin with 10 in the end as well. Both had double digits for Nanterre. There were 5 players in double figures for Venezia, led by the 17 of Vidmar, who was 8 of 11 from the field. But in the end, not enough for the Italian team. This was a tremendous back-and-forth battle in the Basketball Champions League. Nanterre leading by 15 points early on, 31-16. And Venezia came back and went on an 8-0 run at the start of the second, turned it back in their favour, eradicated that 15-point deficit over the course of the second quarter to get themselves ahead. Vidmar came in the third and had a superb contribution to turn what had been the double-digit deficit into a double-digit lead for Venezia. They're scoring well balanced on offense with 12 points for Marquez Haynes and Stefano Tonert, and 10 points apiece for Mitchell Watt and Bruno Cirella as well, led by the 17 of Gasper Vidmar. Those 5 in double figures. Haynes had 6 assists as well. And the fans sensed the win when they went up by 10 in the third, but coming back strong were Nanterre, led by Gamble and Yushi Kavachis. Nanterre had the chance in the fourth. Mitchell Watt playing well early on, but they let it slip, and Nanterre scoring 33 points, a third of their tally in the game in the fourth quarter, a fourth quarter that they won by 15 points, 33-18. They took advantage of plenty of Venezia foul trouble as well to hit 24 of 30 from the stripe for 80%. And 11 of 25 from downtown for 44%. Yushi Kavachis 6 of 10 from the outside himself, en route to that remarkable tally of 31 points. And that three-point shooting percentage after they'd hit just 3 of their first 10. They made 8 of their remaining 15. Yushi Kavachis red hot from the outside. Singling caught fire late on as well, hit a couple of threes and drove in for that 2-pointer. But Venezia had already been killed off by that point. A 99-point haul for Nanterre, and it lifts them to 3-3. Venezia fall to 4-2, still in second, but how tight is this group now? Nanterre just 1 win behind Holon and Venezia ahead of them. Well, it's been a pleasure having your company for this wonderful game in Group B. We'll see you next time for some more action in the Basketball Champions League.